Dear students, from the topic integration, today we are going to discuss the method of change of variable or method of substitution. Now, what is the meaning of method of change of variable or method of substitution? So, let us see. If you consider the integration, that is integration f of x dx. See here, if I consider the integration f of x dx, then this integration has the variable x and we have to integrate this with respect to x. But many times by changing this variable of integration by a suitable substitution, the given function reduced to some standard form, and hence this method is called as method of substitution. So in short, method of substitution is the convenient method to convert or to reduce the given function in the standard form. Okay, we will discuss this by taking some examples. So today we are going to discuss this concept, that is the method of substitution. In your textbook some results are mentioned. We will discuss that results and then we will continue. Okay, so let us see. See, if x is equal to phi of t is a differentiable function of t, then prove that integration f of x dx is equal to integration f of phi of t into phi dash of t dt. So here result says that in place of x, if I put x is equal to phi of t, where phi of t is a differentiable function of t, then integration f of x dx can be reduced in the form of integration of f of phi of t into phi dash of t dt. So theoretically this is the substitution method to simplify the given function or to reduce the given function into the standard form. Now see, I will explain the working rule of this result. Okay, so see here what is the working rule. So if I want to evaluate the integration, I is equal to integration f of x dx, but I want to convert this given function in the standard form. So what will you do? So I will put x is equal to phi of t here. Okay, if I put x is equal to phi of t, now differentiate both sides with respect to x. Okay, differentiate both sides with respect to x. We have to change the variable x as phi of t. Okay, so this is the substitution. Put x is equal to phi of t. Now by differentiating both sides with respect to x, then the derivative of x with respect to x is 1 is equal to, here the derivative of phi of t is phi dash of t with respect to x, so we have to use the chain rule, so it will be dt by dx. Okay, see, derivative of x is 1 is equal to derivative of phi of t with respect to x can be written as phi dash of t into dt by dx. This is by chain rule of the derivative. Now what will you get? After this you can write, if I keep this dx to the left hand side, then we get dx is equal to phi dash of t into dt. So after the substitution as x is equal to phi of t, we get dx is equal to phi dash of t dt. So the given integration I becomes, now what will you get? So integration f of, in place of x we have to put phi of t. Okay, so we get this into dx. Dx means what? It is phi dash of t dt. So this is called as the working rule of this result. Okay, so we have to substitute while taking the integration of the given function. If you want to reduce that function in the standard form, then always you replace or you substitute x is equal to some function in the form of t, and by taking the derivative we get the value of dx also. Here we get the value of dx as phi dash of t dt. So replace x as phi of t and replace dx as phi dash of t dt. So new integration that will be f of phi of t into phi dash of t dt. It will be in the form of t, and we have to evaluate this with respect to t, and it is very easy to integrate by using the standard rules of the integration. So this is called as the method of substitution. Okay, now see the corollary number 1 related to the method of substitution. Now suppose if the integration of f of x dx is given to you, that is g of x plus c, then what we have to prove? We have to prove that integration of f of ax plus b, where a and b are constant, f of ax plus b dx is equal to g of ax plus b upon a plus constant. Means if the x is replaced as ax plus b, see here, integration of f of x is given to you, that is g of x. But what about the integration of f of ax plus b? Means here, what is your observation? In place of x, there is a term ax plus b, where a and b are constant. Then how will you get the integration? It will be g of ax plus b upon a. What is the meaning of a? A means it is the derivative of ax plus b. So we have to divide the g of ax plus b by a, where a is called as the derivative of ax plus b. Now by method of substitution, how will you prove this? So let us see the proof of this result, or proof of this corollary. So we will take the integration, that is I is equal to integration of f of ax plus b dx. Now by substitution we have to solve this. So for that, if I put ax plus b is equal to t, so this is called as substitution method. Now as we substitute ax plus b is equal to t, then we have to substitute dx also. So for that we will differentiate both sides with respect to x. Okay, so ax plus b is equal to t and differentiate with respect to x. Then what is the derivative of ax plus b? Derivative of ax is a plus derivative of b is 0, is equal to, on the right hand side, derivative of t with respect to x is dt by dx. So what will you get? We get the value of dx. So what will you get? Dx is equal to 1 upon a into dt. So after this substitution we get, so integration I becomes, now see here, integration f of t, because ax plus b means t, into what is dx? Dx means 1 upon a into dt. Okay, now it is very easy to solve this integration. So what will be the answer? So 1 upon a as it is into integration of f of t dt. Now it is given that integration of f of x with respect to x is what? G of x. So here there is a change of the variable. So integration of f of t will be g of t plus c. So it is 1 upon a into g of t plus c. So that implies, now after substitution we get 1 upon a into g of t plus c, but it will be, by resubstituting we get g of, what is t? T is ax plus b plus constant. So hence what is the integration of f of ax plus b with respect to x? It will be g of ax plus b upon a, where upon a means it is the derivative of ax plus b. So the result says that if you know the integration of f of x with respect to x as g of x, then how will you get the integration of f of ax plus b? It will be g of ax plus b upon a. So as x is replaced as ax plus b here, so we have to divide by the derivative of that particular term, which is replaced in place of ax plus b. So g of ax plus b upon a plus constant is the integration of f of ax plus b dx. Okay, if you want to understood this, then I will take one example. Suppose, for example, you know that the integration of log x, integration of 1 upon x is equal to log x. Okay, all of you know this. integration of 1 upon x dx is equal to log x plus c. But what is the integration of 1 upon 3x plus 2? See here, in this case x is replaced as 3x plus 2. You know the integration of 1 upon x, that is log x. So what about the integration of 1 upon 3x plus 2? It will be log of 3x plus 2 divided by the derivative of 3x plus 2, that is derivative of 3x plus 2 is 3 plus constant. So you compare this example with this result, then you will understand the concept of this result. Okay, so as the integration of 1 upon x is log x plus c, then the integration of 1 upon 3x plus 2 will be log of 3x plus 2 upon 3 plus constant. Just like here it is mentioned that the integration of f of x dx is equal to g of x plus c. So the integration of f of ax plus b dx is equal to g of ax plus b upon a plus constant. Okay. Now let us see the corollary number 2. There are three results. Prove that the integration of f of x raised to n f dash x dx is equal to f of x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant, where n is not equal to minus 1. So this is the first result. Then the integration of f dash x upon f of x dx is equal to log of modulus of f of x plus constant. And third one, integration of f dash x upon root of f of x dx is equal to 2 root f of x plus constant. In all these three results, if you use the substitution method, then the given integration reduced in the form of standard form, and by getting the standard form of the integration, we can integrate the given integration with respect to the particular variable, and hence we get the particular answer of the integration. So see how will you prove this. So let us see the proof number 1. Okay, so in that, what we have to evaluate? We have to evaluate the integration of the term f of x raised to n into f dash x. Now we will solve this integration by using the substitution, proper substitution. So here in this case, if I put f of x is equal to t, so put f of x is equal to t, then what will you get? By taking the derivative, you will get f dash x. Okay, take the derivative with respect to x. So what is the derivative of f of x? It will be f dash x is equal to, it is dt upon dx, or you can write directly that f dash x dx can be replaced as dt. So the given integration changes in the form of, after this substitution, we get the integration of t raised to n into dt, because f of x is t and f dash x dx means dt. Now see, if you observe this carefully, then it will get converted into t raised to n into dt. Now this is the standard form. You know the integration of x raised to n. Like that, the integration of t raised to n will be t raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Okay, upon n plus 1 plus constant. So hence that implies we get, now resubstitute t as f of x. So hence we get f of x raised to n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus constant. So this is the proof by using the substitution method. So see the substitution method carefully. Okay, so we get the proof number 1. So now let us see the proof number 2. Proof number 2. Now in that, we have to evaluate the integration of f dash x upon f of x dx. Okay, now here also, if you put f of x is equal to t, if you put f of x is equal to t, then what will you get? By similar way, we get f dash x dx, f dash x dx is equal to dt. Now by this way, the given integration converts in the form of, see here, f dash x dx means dt and f of x means t. So we get 1 upon t dt. Now see, it reduce in the form of standard form of the integration. You know the integration of 1 upon t, that is log of modulus of t plus constant, and hence by resubstituting we get log of modulus of f of x plus constant. So integration of f dash x upon f of x dx is equal to log of modulus of f of x plus constant. So this is the proof number 2. Similarly, you can prove the last result. So in that we have to evaluate the integration of f dash x upon root of f of x dx. Now in this case also, if you put f of x is equal to t, then what will you get? F dash x dx is equal to dt. Now by substituting this, we get the integration becomes 1 upon root t, see here carefully, 1 upon root t dt. Now what is the integration of 1 upon root t? How will you get the integration of 1 upon root t? Just in detail if you want to solve, then the integration of 1 upon root t means it is actually 1 upon t raised to 1 by 2. 1 upon t raised to 1 by 2 means we can write t raised to minus 1 by 2. Now what is the integration of t raised to minus 1 by 2? It will be t raised to minus 1 by 2 plus 1 upon minus 1 by 2 plus 1, okay, plus constant. Now let us simplify this. What is t raised to minus 1 by 2 plus 1? It is equal to t raised to minus 1 by 2 plus 1 means t raised to 1 by 2 upon 1 by 2. That means we get 2 into t raised to 1 by 2 plus constant, that is 2 times root t plus c. So overall, what is the integration of 1 upon root t? It is 2 root t plus c. Now by resubstituting we get 2 into root of f of x plus constant. Okay, so all these corollaries are related to the substitution method. Okay, so method of substitution is very useful to integrate the complicated integration, so that complicated function reduce in the form of the standard forms of the integration. Okay, and that's why it will be easy for you to evaluate the integration. Okay, in next lecture we will solve some examples from the exercise number 5.2 from your textbook. Okay, thank you.